Hey everybody, it's Artemis. Gonna start recording a new game here. Been requested to record my playthroughs of FTL, Faster Than Light. Specifically, I am running the Captain's Edition mod with a few other additions such as enhanced backgrounds and I am actually going to turn this music down just a bit. It's actually a little loud. Yeah. Anyways, FTL Captain's Edition. FTL is a roguelike game where you play through as you start with a ship, and your goal is to reach the final sector and defeat a enemy cruiser that you have like secret data on or something like that. The mods I have installed basically expand the game to add a ton more content, ton more loot. I also have the Captain's Edition Infinite mod turned on, which expands the game to make it a lot more long-lasted per run rather than a short, aggressive run. It makes the upgrades cost more and things like that. If you're curious about FTL in the original form, I suggest looking up some other YouTube videos of it. There are lots of them out there. Also, check the game out on Steam. It usually goes for pretty cheap, so if you like what you see here and you're curious about the vanilla game, try it out. If you want to get this version, just Google search for FTL Captain's Edition, and you can get all the mods and things there. So, without any further ado, I'd like to get started. What we're going to do is we're going to be playing on normal mode. I expect that there's going to be a lot of death. I can usually beat the game on easy with just about any ship, given some time and effort. So I'm going to play on normal. Normal is pretty tough. Hard scares the crap out of me. Normal is pretty tough. We're going to just do a random ship each time. These are the ships I have unlocked, if anyone's curious. Still missing a few. We have these and these. I don't have any of the Type C cruisers yet, which I'm not even sure how you unlock. I think you just have to, get to the final sector with Type B. Oh, I guess I do have one Type C. I have a Zoltan Type C. But yeah, there's a ton of different ships. Without getting it, I've considered installing mods that randomize the layouts for the ships, but I haven't done that yet, so maybe later. For now, we're going to hit random ship, and it's going to give us the DASR-12, which is the Type B stealth cruiser, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is the Type B stealth cruiser. The stealth cruiser basically is a ship that comes with no shielding, but comes with a built-in cloaking device to allow you to dodge enemy fire. You got a pretty standard 3-man crew to start with. In this case, we're going to have Marlin, Bo, and Akimi. Marlin and Bo are humans. Akimi is a Zoltan. Zoltans, as you can see on the right there, their innate energy can power ship systems. So the room they're standing in gets some extra power. And basically, in this game, you have to manage your ship's energy systems and distribute power between them. And you can upgrade your power and stuff as you go, but you have to be very careful to manage what things are powered when. So, as the first time I played this ship with the Captain's Edition mod, so we're going to take a look at our loadout. We're starting with a focused Naginata beam, and excuse the squeaking you may hear. That happens every time I lean back in my chair. I have a really crappy computer chair currently I need to replace, so you may occasionally hear the squeaking. Not much I can do about it. It's just broken. So anytime I move or shift in my chair, you may hear that. Anyways, Focused Naginata Beam is an advanced beam weapon that, cuts ships right in half. It comes with the property Focused, which comes from the Infinite Loot mod that I have, which basically gives you prefixes on weapons, kind of like a Diablo-style loot system. So that gives us an extra shield piercing, meaning it can pierce an extra layer of shields, and also some extra beam range, which means it can do more damage overall, because beam weapons do damage based on how many rooms they hit. So that's a really good weapon. And then we also have this Ifrit missile, which is, I've never used, 4 projectiles, wow, okay. And looking at this, we're only going to be able to power one of these weapons at a time, because they both require 4 power, and we only start with 4 power in our weapon system. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, so basically if we can't hit them with this to start with, because they have too many shielding, we're going to have to knock them down with the Ifrit missiles to start with. Okay, but let's just get started. So, basic premise of the story here, you know, you're carrying important data, and then there's a little tip there. So a lot of the game is going to be some reading. I may skip past some text fairly quickly, and I apologize if I do. If you want to read text that I skip over, please just feel free to pause the video and read it. I will try to read over things because this is, you know, there's a lot of stuff in the Captain's Edition that's new. But I might go on autopilot and just skip through something. So if that happens, I apologize. Just pause the video if you want to read it and see what I will always speak. I will always tell you what I'm choosing, because I'll probably be using I can use the mouse to choose, but I can also use the keyboard, and I use that a lot. So you may not see me click the thing that I'm choosing, but I'll try to state what I'm doing. So anyways, basically we got a few options here to start with. At an empty beacon like this, you can usually socialize, upgrade, or in the case of our case, we have a special upgrade that lets us do data on the sector. Now, I don't have many drone parts in spare, so I'm actually going to save that maybe for the next sector. Let's see if there's any upgrades that we can actually do. Okay, I would need 30 scrap to build an ammo manufacturer, so I'm not going to bother. Let's just socialize with the crew, see what one of our humanoid crew have to say. Okay, yeah, nothing useful there. Okay, so let's take a look. I've got the game paused right now. We actually don't have a lot of spare power. Like, I don't even have enough power to power one of my weapons right now, so I'm going to take power out of my med bay, which I should only need when, oh. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to need to restart this. I just remembered I forgot to turn off a mod. So let me end the recording here, and I'll just bring us back with a quick restart. Because I forgot to turn off. It's not a mod, but we're not supposed to have this yet, so I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. You'll notice the background changed a bit. I had to start a new game with the same ship and everything, just due to the way... the mod that I accidentally had enabled is one that fixes a bug that happens with the Captain's Edition when you purchase a certain upgrade. If you don't disable that when you start a new game, you start with an upgrade that you shouldn't have. So as you notice, we won't have that little extra upgrade down here now. In any case, I'm still going to take power out of our med bay because we won't need it. We can power up one of our weapons now, and we have 1 spare power, so I'm going to put that into engines. Putting it into cloak would also be useful, and but we can basically move that power around as we want. Our ship crew is still the same, they just have different names, but the same abilities. They don't start with anything special. So anyways, when we start out here, you can see that there are upgrades that we can purchase. This indicates the amount of scrap that is required to purchase that particular upgrade. And scrap is just the currency that you earn as you progress in the game. This is the list of our crew, and this is our equipment. This is something we didn't look at last time. It's our other augment. Advanced proximity navigation. I actually have never had this before. It apparently helps avoid damage in critical situations, so I'm guessing it helps avoid damage from certain... Well, it says certain events, so certain things that you run across. Okay, but on to the meat of the game. Right now, we're just in a, empty sector around a planet. Nothing going on. The goal is to move on, so we're going to jump, and this brings up the map. So this is where we are right now, and you can see that we can move our way across one jump at a time, and eventually our goal is to get to the exit in each sector. Each beacon will have different things that'll happen. There might be enemies to fight, there might be environmental hazards, things like that. You can choose your path however you want. The longer you spend in each sector, we'll see as we move on here, the closer the enemy fleet will get to you, and you'll see them start to fill up the left side of the screen and move across. And if the enemy fleet catches you, it's very bad news. So it's kind of the thorn in the it's kind of the thorn in your side that keeps you moving on. So anyways, we'd only have one option to go to here, so we're just going to go ahead and jump here. You see that consumed one of our fuel here. Okay, so there's a ship here, and kind of a short message here. We run into another ship that is, well, wanting us to pay a toll. We don't even have enough scrap to pay their toll if we wanted to, so screw you. Now we fight. Alright, I'm going to pause the game here and just kind of go over what we're seeing on our screen here. The representation of the enemy ship is over here, obviously. The class, in this case, is a Reinforced Pirate Scout. Reinforced is a prefix that comes from the Captain's Edition mod that I believe means they have extra hit points. It might mean they have extra armor. I'm not exactly sure what all the prefixes mean. This is how much hit points they have. You can see we have a lot more. As we get further into the game, the enemies are going to get more and more stronger, and more and more stronger. That's not even a sentence. But they're become much tougher. Currently, he has 1 shield bar, which means that he has enough shields to absorb some of the damage we might try to put on him. Since we have a beam weapon that pierces 1 shield bar, that actually isn't going to stop us. So, not too concerned about that. This is the layout we can see of his ship. Now, we can see that because we start with upgraded sensors here. So without upgraded sensors, you wouldn't actually see. You would still see the layout, but you wouldn't see where his crew is and stuff like that. So yeah, first thing I like to do is go ahead and get a room targeted. So we're going to target his weapons with this beam and just kind of have it go from the weapons down into the oxygen room here, and we're going to try to do some damage that way. And my plan is when I start letting the letting the game play, is to cloak once he fires at me. You can see he has a couple weapons enabled here too. So let's see what happens here. And I gotta wait for my weapon to charge, and he's doing the same thing. You can see that his lights are getting brighter. Here comes a missile. Okay, so let's cloak, and we managed to dodge it. Good. So now our cloak has run out. We're probably going to take a hit from this weapon. But meantime, our beam's about to fire. Okay, and we hit him a couple times already. You can see that his weapons turned orange, which indicates some damage dealt to it. And they're trying to get away now, which we're going to try to prevent. Oh, and as I dealt some more damage with the beam, now they want to surrender. And they're offering us this stuff. We can either accept it, or say screw you and try to kill you. This is actually a decent surrender offer because it offers, looks like a drone part, which we can sell for some more scrap, or we can integrate later if we get a drone bay. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and accept their offer of surrender. We kind of kick their ass. And then yeah, we can have the option to shoot them anyways, but we're going to be nice and let them leave. Okay, so that's basically how the combat in this game works. Now, at this point, we could stand around and, repair our damage if we needed to, but we didn't take any damage. We kind of kicked their ass. So we'll move on. We now have 2 options to go to. This one is a nebula. So this would slow down the pursuit of the enemies, which aren't even on the map yet. But they have their own hazards. We could either cut through this nebula, as you can see these connect up. We could maybe take the southern route here. Or we could also go the northern route and avoid the nebula, which I think is what I'm going to do. And that may change as things go on. So let's take a look at what we got here. Civilian vessel. They want trade goods. Yeah, we don't have any trade goods. We could try to be pirates, but that can piss off your crew. So for now, I think we're just going to ignore them. No big deal. Move on. Let's go to the next beacon. Okay. Space station. want drone parts to repair. Okay, so we could sell, we have 4 drone parts, we could sell 3 of them for scrap. We don't have a drone base, so drone parts aren't super useful to us other than for our mapping tool, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Some extra scrap is nice. And there we go, now we're up to 40 scrap. Probably the first thing we're going to want to upgrade... Actually, let's do that right now. Let's get an extra power bar, so we can put another point into our cloak. Now the only thing we have disabled is our med bay, which we can, you know, I usually keep that unpowered until I need it. That just heals your crew when they're in it. Med bay's up here on our ship, so you have to put the crew in there and take them off their manned stations to do that. But, you know, we can do that as needed, so... Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so this is, as you can see, kind of in the background here near a giant star. That's a hazard, environmental hazard, that can light our ship on fire. Looks like we got a pirate that's going to attack us. Now, we can also offer surrender, but that would, you know, we'd have to pay him scrap and stuff. I'm not going to do that, so continue. Okay, we can see this is a different type of ship. It's a reinforced NG Scout. NG ships are an alien race. These guys are NGs here. You can kind of see them. I don't think we have any on our crew, no. They typically use a lot of drones. As you can see here, he has 2 drones. Anti-combat drone and a defense drone. That shouldn't affect us too much because we don't have combat drones for him to shoot down. And defense drones shoot down missiles and projectiles, but that shouldn't affect our beam weapon. So we're just going to go ahead... And he has a couple weapons, so let's go ahead and go do the same thing. Target the weapon bay, and oops. Target the weapon bay, and let's see if we can maybe hit all 3 of these rooms. And we'll cloak as we need to, as he fires at us. Okay, that's just an ion shot, so I'm not going to dodge that. It's not too concerning. That I am going to dodge, so cloak. We took a hit, so you saw 1 pop up there. We took 1 point of damage, but it didn't damage our weapon system, so we're still good to go, and we're going to fire on him in a moment. Boom. That laser kicks ass. He's down to 2 hit points. 1 more shot will finish him. So we'll just do something like that the next time it charges. Now you can see they're trying to make repairs. Their weapons are disabled, their oxygen's disabled, and we're about to get hit with a solar flare. Boom. Okay, that was not a very good... that was not very good. We got a lot of fires on board our ship, which we're going to have to deal with. I don't want my weapons to go down because that'll extend this fight, so I'm actually going to redistribute my crew to all fight the fires in the weapon room so we don't lose weapons. And I'm looking for... Okay. This right here is a door to the outside, so I'm going to use that to vent these rooms. You can see I kind of made a path, and that should vent the oxygen from these rooms, which will help put out these fires. And meanwhile, my crew is going to work on putting out the fires here. Now, while they're standing in a room with fire, they take damage. You can see their hit points starting to go down. Hopefully they can deal with the fires before... And unfortunately, our weapons did take damage, so we can't actually fire... immediately. Okay, they're fixing them up now, though. Our cloak is taking damage. Our engines just got knocked out by the fire. So yeah, fire can be a real pain. We're going to actually vent some more rooms here. There we go. Some of the fire's starting to go out. Our cloak just got knocked out. We need to power our weapons back up to take these guys out. Because, well, the whole time we're dealing with this, these guys are still... They're dealing with their own problems, but they're still trying to kill us, too. And here comes another solar flare. Okay, now they want surrender. That's a crappy offer, so I'm about to finish him off. We're not going to bother. Okay, we've got some more problems. Let's take these guys. We need to keep our door system. This is our systems for our doors. We need to keep that operational, or else we'll lose the ability to open and close these doors remotely. So I'm going to send my crew in here to fight this fire. And now a fire made its way back into the weapon system, which isn't good either. So we're going to go fight that fire. Also, our piloting system here is about to go. Okay, they're at least gone and out of the picture. Yeah, and so we got a little bit more than what they were offering. Okay, but now unfortunately, both our engines and our helm are knocked out, so we can't jump away from this star until that's dealt with. So, first thing I want to do is close all the doors on the ship to repressurize these rooms so that our crew can make repairs. And then I need to send, I'm going to send these two guys, because they have the most health, up here to fight this fire and try to repair this. And okay, that's repressurized, so now this guy I want to go repair our engines while these guys are working up here. Here comes another solar flare. We're going to have more fires to deal with in a moment. Okay. Go fix... Actually, one of you guys, you stay here. You go fix the engines. Okay. And we got more fires. So I'm going to try to vent some more rooms here. That should do it. I'm actually going to take my life support offline, which will help the rooms vent quicker. That's a little risky, because if the life support... The air will stay in the rooms. You can see the status of the air based on the color. When it's got the lines through it like this, it means it has no air. Oh, and I just lost control of my door system. That's actually not good. I wasn't thinking that through. And actually, I didn't even open this door, so that's not even going to vent correctly. Oops. So, okay. Alright. We're ready to jump. Put my oxygen system back online. Let's get away from this star. So we're just going to jump here and hope for the best. Okay, so we're going to get a request. Mantis War Camp. We can try to help them, so I'm going to pledge to do what I can. They gave us some scrap as payment, and we got a quest now. So now we need to go deal with the Mantis War Camp. Alright, but first we got our own problems. I'm going to wait for the fire to go out up here, and, this is concerning. Let's see. That's unfortunate that took out our med bay, because our hit points on our crew are very low. We really need to get this under control here. So I'm going to send him and him in there to try and fight that fire. Hopefully they can do it before they take too much damage. This is a gamble. Come on. Uh-oh. Okay, get out of there. Oh, he died in... Oh, so we lost a crew member. He just died in the oxygenless room. This guy's gonna die. I think we're gonna lose this game already. Yep. Okay. We're kind of screwed. Our ship's on fire. I'm gonna see if... This guy doesn't have many hit points. And we're about to get completely boned. Because if I send him up here to try and repair the med bay, he's going to die from the lack of oxygen. And we're about to lose our oxygen. I'm going to just try this, but he's probably going to die before he gets it repaired. Yep, game over. So, like I said, this game is pretty tough. Our first run there did not go well. We got some unlucky first areas, and our crew didn't survive. So, I'm going to call that for the first video. Wasn't the best run, but gives you a peek, and I'll try to do some more of this going forward, and we'll see if we can have some better luck going on. And I'll try to just do one run per video, unless the runs go really long, in which case we'll split them up into multiple videos. Thanks for watching.